dear brothers, throughout the ages was very experience, a lot of pain, a lot of fights, many challenges that reach the core of his being. Are pains that bring with him to clear, experience and release. All this causes great confusion in their beings, because you bring experiences that lead to incomprehensible emotions in life. Some experiences act as triggers to bring the energy of ancient times to you. So in simple experiences of his life, you end up experiencing deep pain of your soul, your rational mind is not able to help them to understand. The answer to these pains will be in your heart, in your soul. This happens mainly to you, workers, carriers, and corridors of light, for they have always been attracted to dense situations where far into those family and social environments with the function of dissolving the density and replaced by a new more enlightened way. But they were not always successful in that purpose, for you far into these environments and often they involve the forcing them to lose their naturalness. Far into a character and persona assumed that contrary to his being. This caused them great distress fighting hard. But often, and in most of them, you have been extremely successful because the failure in a situation that was what led him to success in many others. Because there was a previous learning to support them. And were thus experiencing these experiences, which often presents this now as deep pain, as illusions of other ages that were etched in his soul. As something that simply takes your heart to the heart out of the way without a logical explanation for that. But often, these deep pains lead them at lower behaviors, which in an attempt to raise, to show that overcame the pain, you subconsciously present themselves in a position of superiority. But then, there will always be a pain of the soul to be reckoned with and never a reason to try to manifest in superiority to anyone. When this pain slaughter, you must experience it. You feel it, accept and will, one day after another, overcoming these inner traumas that were marked on their bodies. So you tremble with these triggers that awakens again to the inner experience of these ancient accumulated energy, but are placed in a position of respect to the deity of all those who go through the same inner process. You know, my children, when we look within, to feel our weaknesses, there is no need to put ourselves in a position of superiority. This is a vain attempt to stifle our pain and not allow that suggests a form of inner weakness. To put ourselves in a position of superiority, in fact, we are transpiring our deepest fears. This attempt will create again a rejection of our beings and enhance our own inner pain, indicating what remains in our soul, but we try to smother her with an expression often arrogance. But if instead we experience these experiences and put in an equal position, knowing that there is a pain that our brother who is also the state of perfection of the strip, we feel, and without fear, we will work these energies within us, with humility, recognizing the divinity in every human being. So God's love envelops us, enabling understanding and kindness and putting together what, in us, need to be adjusted to a real frequency and in line with what we really are. In a place that no longer need to go ahead with a flashy to us, like hey, look at me, I'm here, but this is a natural way, by light that radiates from us and without any pretense to be more than that. In reality we are all on the same line, the same degree. And the pain of ages, the pain of the times is dissolved in the simplicity of simply exercising our role as anchor beings. No more, no less, because that is the way. Because this is the way. I am Serapis Bey and I come here today because I honor each of you, respecting them and loving them for absolutely everything they represent. That God's love is always in their hearts. Serapis Bey.